ROSÉ reflects on fame, anonymity and growth ahead of BLACKPINK's historic 2025 comeback. From disguises in public to Grammy dreams, the BLACKPINK star opens up about identity, inspiration, and returning stronger than ever with the group's Deadline World Tour. As BLACKPINK prepares for one of the most anticipated comebacks in K-pop history, ROSÉ is stepping into the spotlight with a powerful blend of introspection and creative renewal. In a candid new cover story for Dazed, the singer opens up about fame, identity, and her journey both as a solo artist and as one-fourth of the world's biggest girl group. The Deadline World Tour, set to launch in July 2025, marks BLACKPINK's return after over a year of solo pursuits. The tour will see ROSÉ, JENNIE, Lisa, and JISOO reunite on stages across South Korea, Europe, the UK, North America, and Asia, including 2 monumental nights at Wembley Stadium. It feels like we're coming back to each other with good energy, ROSÉ says. Each of us has gone out, been inspired, learned so much about ourselves, and now we're returning stronger. That personal evolution is clearly reflected in ROSÉ's solo career. Her debut album, ROSÉ, arrived in December with widespread acclaim. The project's standout track, Apt, featuring Bruno Mars, made history by spending 12 consecutive weeks at #1 on the Billboard Global 200, and has surpassed 1 billion streams on Spotify, faster than any K-pop single to date. Yet, for all the success, ROSÉ reflects on the cost of global fame. In a surprising revelation, she recounted the time she disguised herself as an elderly woman just to walk the streets unnoticed. It was really, really intense, she shared, admitting the experience was both freeing and terrifying. Freedom means being anonymous. She also spoke about the fear of being misunderstood, the mental toll of constant scrutiny, and her desire to one day win a Grammy, not for herself alone, but for her fans and community. That's the first thing I want, she noted. Whatever awards come after would just feel extra rewarding. With renewed vision, a wildly successful solo chapter, and BLACKPINK's most ambitious tour to date on the horizon, ROSÉ's journey is far from over. If anything, it's just beginning, on her own terms. BLACKPINK's ROSÉ longs to be anonymous. BLACKPINK star ROSÉ has admitted she longs to be anonymous because it would give her more freedom. BLACKPINK star ROSÉ dreams of being anonymous because it would give her more freedom. The 28-year-old pop singer shot to international fame with the girl group back in 2016, but she goes to great lengths to disguise herself, even dressing up like an old woman so she could walk the streets without being recognized, and Rose admits she hates having to give up her independence because of her job. She told Dazed magazine, "What does freedom look like to me? Freedom means being anonymous." Recalling her experience using prosthetics to disguise herself, she insisted she won't go to such extreme lengths again, adding, "It was really, really intense. I don't think I'll ever do that again." However, when asked if she would ever consider going into acting in a bid to become another person temporarily, she replied, "Wow, yes, I think that would be incredible in that sense. Yes, I would love to act, because I'll get to feel what it's like to be anonymous." ROSÉ also recalled a time when she was asked to speak at a corporate event in Europe and she dreaded walking through the crowd, but she was delighted when no one seemed to notice her. She said of the experience, "I was so anxious because usually when I walk through a big crowd of people I have to understand that people are going to recognize me and look at me. But no one noticed me, so I was jumping up and down after." ROSÉ released her debut studio album, ROSÉ, last year, but she's about to get back to work with BLACKPINK as they kick off the BLACKPINK 2025 World Tour, on July 5 at the Goyong Stadium in South Korea. Her bandmate Lisa recently hinted they may also be releasing new music soon as they have been back in the studio working on a new album. In an interview with Variety, the White Louts actress spilled, "Actually, we were in the studio a few days ago. We're also super excited to get back together and go on tour. We really miss the Blinks. We can't wait to see them." BLACKPINK Rose expresses wish for more freedom. BLACKPINK Rose talked about how being anonymous is a blessing. BLACKPINK Rose just talked about how being anonymous would give her more freedom. The 28-year-old pop singer, who rose to stardom in 2016, takes extreme measures to disguise herself, which includes dressing up like an old woman so that she could walk unrecognized. She told Dazed magazine, "What does freedom look like to me? Freedom means being anonymous." As she discussed using prosthetics to make herself go undercover, Rose did admit she would not go to such extreme lengths again, saying, "It was really, really intense. I don't think I'll ever do that again. When asked if she would consider going into acting to become another person temporarily, Rose answered, "Wow, yes, I think that would be incredible in that sense. Yes, I would love to act, because I'll get to feel what it's like to be anonymous." Recalling when she had to speak at a corporate event in Europe and she hesitated in walking through a crowd, she was relieved no one seemed to notice her at that time. "I was so anxious because usually when I walk through a big crowd of people I have to understand that people are going to recognize me and look at me. But no one noticed me, so I was jumping up and down after," Rose of BLACKPINK said of the time. BLACKPINK's Rosé gets real about fame and losing her freedom in a recent interview. Rosé of BLACKPINK is opening up about the emotional price of being famous, and her honesty is hitting hard. In a recent interview with Dazed, Rosé revealed her deep fear of being misunderstood or judged unfairly by the public. Even when she's not doing anything wrong, she says she still worries about being seen in the wrong light. She explained that while being a celebrity comes with good things like access and comfort, it also takes away the freedom to just be herself. Even being the quirky or annoying friend becomes a challenge when your every move is under the spotlight. Freedom means being anonymous, she said, so much so that she once disguised herself as a 60-year-old woman just to walk freely in public. Rosé also touched on her lack of work-life balance. She admitted that she often works until she falls asleep, with no clear separation between her job and personal life. While she used to feel bad about this, she now sees it as a part of what makes her proud of her accomplishments. The work might be non-stop, but she's finding meaning in the results. These words surely struck a chord with fans, shedding light on how fame often leaves very little room for privacy and peace. The Dazed interview also had Rosé discussing other topics, such as her acting debut and the possibility of winning a Grammy, which we talked about here. K-pop solo stars that hit #1 on global Spotify, with BLACKPINK's Rosé, BTS, Jungkook and more. When it comes to ruling the global Spotify chart, stars like BLACKPINK's Rosé and BTS, Jungkook have proven they've got as much power as their groups. These artists, and a few other standout names, have officially scored the coveted #1 spot on the platform. Here's the rundown of the only K-pop solo songs to ever top the global Spotify chart. 7. Don't Say You Love Me, Jin. Fresh off a military hiatus, BTS's Jin gave fans a heartfelt track with Don't Say You Love Me. The emotional vocal delivery and pop rock production hit right, making it his first solo #1 on global Spotify. 6. Apt. Rosé and Bruno Mars. Rosé teamed up with R&B king Bruno Mars for this smooth, retro-inspired duet. The track blends their voices like magic, and fans couldn't stop streaming it, marking a massive solo win for the BLACKPINK star. 5. Who? Jimin. Jimin of BTS dropped this bop that leans into pop dance vibes. Who showcases his voice and artistic style, earning him a well-deserved #1 moment. 4. Standing Next to You, Jungkook. This funky, Michael Jackson-esque track had fans moonwalking to Spotify. With slick vocals and a confident groove, Jungkook proved his versatility and pop star vibes. 3. 3D, Jungkook feat. Jack Harlow. Jungkook went full R&B pop mode with 3D, a catchy collaboration that brought his vocals and Jack Harlow's rap into one polished, addictive track. 2. 7. Jungkook feat. Latto. This sultry summer anthem became a global phenomenon. With a spicy hook and Latto's fiery verse, 7 was everywhere, and fans couldn't stop streaming. 1. Like Crazy, Jimin. BTS's Jimin takes the crown. Like Crazy is moody, emotional, and sonically stunning. It topped the chart and proved that Jimin could own the stage solo just as fiercely as in a group.